What's good, Chicago Bears fans? This is your host, Brent C. Welcome back to the Bears Media Co. Now listen, our Chicago Bears coming into this weekend, we're 9-3, leading the division and number one in the NFC. Unfortunately, we played the Green Bay Packers and they gave us a dogfight. And in the end, Caleb Williams and our Bears could not get it done. But the good thing is this, we get another chance in a couple weeks. We got the Cleveland Browns coming up, so we can get right or we can just shut it down, because even though I said the Bears should be 12-5 this year and we're close to that, that means only one more loss for the course of 4 more games. And when you look at it, Green Bay, Cleveland, San Fran, and then Detroit, we have our work cut out for us. Now, in this game, that first half, it was just a tale of two halves, really. The first half, we took everything that Green Bay threw at us, and hey, we held up pretty strong, even though our offense looked like the beginning of the season. Caleb Williams started 0 for 5. I mean, the ball looked like it just couldn't find its way towards our receiver's hands. Now look, I'll be the first to tell you, we have some of the best skilled players in the NFL, bar none. I'm going to say that. Their drop rate, unfortunately, is extremely high. That I don't know why, but it is what it is. And in that first half, about our only reliable pass catcher was Colston Loveland. Now, we know that he's a dynamic pass catcher, but with Roma Dunze out, Luther Burton stepping in, we needed him to, take up some of that slack, and hopefully DJ Moore will become a focal point. And believe it or not, DJ Moore, 1 catch for 4 yards, I believe, maybe it was 6. That is not good, Bears fans. You're not going to win many games when your primary receiver is not getting the football. It just doesn't happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. Luther Burton, he had a pretty good game. What was he? Six receptions for 67 yards. I mean, not too shabby, but so look at it this way, Bears fans. Going into this game, we knew that we were not going to have Roma Dunze. So obviously, Luther Burton was going to get his chance to start, and 4 receptions for 67 yards, but no touchdowns. He did pretty darn good. But once again, let me just say this. DJ Moore, 1 reception, negative 4 yards. I thought it was 4 yards. He was negative 4 yards. How does that happen in the NFL to a guy making $20 million a year? Unreal, Bears fans. Unreal. Cole Kmet, 2 receptions, 42 yards. I mean, what's really going on? And in this game, in my opinion, a game that could have been about the tight ends, and we had 3 tight ends for a good portion of the game. And what's his name? Durham Smith, 1 catch for 2 yards, primarily a blocking tight end. Well, he didn't get much action, but he was blocking. Now listen, coming from your boy, this game was very winnable for us. I mean, Green Bay, we know they're going to put up points. We knew that they were going to have a stout defense, and they were going to do everything they could to stop the run. In the first half, that's exactly what they did. But by the time that second half rolled around, and our big boys up front on that offensive line started pushing that defensive line around, we started getting chunk plays. DeAndre Swift finished 13 carries, 63 yards. Kyle Manungai, 14 carries for 57 yards. It was one of those things where we were getting our run game going. And listen, going forward, we have to start focusing on getting our pass game together probably early, way early. And when I say way early, I mean from the get-go. We're going to have to come out and just let whoever we're facing, we got to let them know we are not scared of you, and we're going to do everything we can to get the ball downfield and, do what we planned, at the beginning of the season, what we talked about. Moving the ball and getting touchdowns. Now, we've been getting a little bit better than that, but in this game, we reverted back to just getting field goals in the beginning there. So I look forward to the next, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to be looking past Cleveland, but that next Green Bay game, I expect to have a much, much better passing attack. We have to have our receivers at least threatening the secondary of the Green Bay Packers or any team's secondary going forward, and especially going into next year. We have the talent. Caleb, we understand he has to get better. The completion percentage, horrible. But it's nothing that can't be fixed. So that, Bears fans, is just what it is. We know we got the run game. We know it. Our pass game, we can't be a second half team anymore. We have to play 4 quarters. And when we play 4 quarters and we're able, and this is specifically for the offense, when we are specifically able to get the ball downfield, to keep a team's defense on us where they can't put somebody, to bring the safeties up, then we should have better run lanes, because that second half, hey, Kyle Monangai, Swift, they were doing their thing. But if only they could do that in the first half. We have to hit on some passes down the field. That's all we have left to do on offense. Hit the passes down the field. Get opposing team secondary worried about our receivers. And it comes straight back to Caleb Williams. Can he get accurate on the deep pass? This is not college anymore. He has to be that guy to get the ball downfield. We know he's got a strong arm, but he has to be accurate. Now, defensive wise, same story. Montez Sweat gets a sack. Defensive line held up for the most part, but when we needed a stop, nothing. On the one play where I think it was Josh Jacobs got 21 yards on a run with 4 Bears players around him, 2 defensive tackles, or defensive end, defensive tackle, safety, and corner. And you can see Jalen Johnson did not want no piece of Josh Jacobs. And I get it. He's been hurt. He doesn't want to get re-injured. I get it. But in a pivotal game against the Green Bay Packers, we need all hands on deck. We need everybody tackling. Now, CJGJ, Gardner Johnson, number 35, salute to that guy, getting an interception, phenomenal. Loved it. That was the energy that we needed the entire game from the defense. But in typical Bears fashion, on the defensive side so far this year, as time went on, we started making mistakes. Brisker, missing the assignments. Not sure what was going on with him. I mean, having him cover wide receivers, probably not the best idea. Kevin Byard doing a decent job, but showing up late on a couple plays. I mean, the defense was just sloppy. It's the best way to say it. The defense was sloppy this weekend, and they can't be sloppy. The defense is the one thing that we should be able to bank on as Chicago Bears. And I know that a lot of guys will harp on the fact that we don't get no pressure with the defensive line. And I agree to a point. We did enough. If you look at the games throughout the season, not just one, we were putting pressure, although a step shorter of where we should be, generating sacks, as well as getting quarterbacks to rush throws and things like that. Let's just say this. We know the Green Bay Packers are a well-oiled machine at this point. Quarterback has been there for over 5 years. Head coach has been there over 5 years. They just insert players and they keep it moving. So we need, as a Chicago Bears franchise, we need to get guys in the building who are going to play hard throughout. And like I said, Jalen Johnson, that was pretty piss poor from him, because he makes a lot of money and he hasn't really showed us anything since he's been back. I mean, I get it. He doesn't want to get re-injured. Got it. Now, speaking on injury front, Kyler Gordon. How do you get hurt a groin injury in warm-ups? I don't get that part. You last week you got in the game, you're on the pitch count, all that. This week, pretty much the same thing, I'm sure. But you get injured, the groin injury pops up in warm-up. Bears fans, I hate to say it, and he just signed an extension, but we may have to start looking at finding his replacement soon, because he can't stay healthy. Now, earlier this season, I would have said that about Brisker. Can he last a whole season? Well, so far, so good. Will it last? I don't know. But Kyler Gordon, you just signed your extension, bro. What are you doing? Come on. We got to get that handled. Nahshon Wright, he just did what he does. He showed up. He made a couple plays. He got blown up a couple times. But still solid. And at least he's a willing tackler. That's what I can say. My main concern, because even we didn't really hear much from our linebackers, but you could tell that our defense weren't really up for the game. I don't know if it was just the fact that we were in Green Bay, the pressure of playing the Packers again, and knowing the history, you know what we harp on, and the oldest rivalry in the NFL, but the defense just didn't seem like they had it, especially in that second half, as late as it got. We'll have to see in this next game against Cleveland, because even though they have a rookie QB, that defense is still pretty good, and we can't take nobody. We can't take nobody unserious. We have to be serious about every team we play from this point forward. Now, I don't know what we're going to do, Bears fans. I mean, like I say, I'm thinking 12-5 for the season, but we can't have letdown games. And that's going to be big for us. We need to keep the energy for the remainder of the season at a high level. So, Bears fans, let me know what you think. What was the good? What was the bad? What would you change? We know we have veteran defensive coordinator and Dennis Allen, DA. Love the guy. What could he have done different? And offensively, Ben Johnson, I'm going to say this. Leave the trick plays to teams that we know we can beat. Trick plays on a more experienced Packer team, and coming up, I would say San Francisco, they're probably not going to be too successful, especially if you keep trying them. I mean, we've had a lot of hits behind the line of scrimmage in this Packers game, so we got to change some things up. And this is probably the worst, I want to say, worst game that Ben Johnson called. But listen, he will regroup. There's a reason why we were on that win streak. Because he knows how to adapt. Now we have to see it on the field. All 3 phases, 4 straight quarters, until the clock goes to 0. We have to play better everywhere. And for me, right now, Caleb Williams, our QB, our number 1 draft pick, he has to be that guy from the beginning to the end. He has to show us for the last few games, last 4 games. He has to be the man. He has to lead this team. He's got to get better. Plain and simple. So Bears fans, that's going to be it for me right now. I will see you in the next one. And as always, from me to you, peace.